You guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you're here, and we are going to be continuing the conversation about Black businesses mattering and how we can overcome some of these negative stigmas that's been placed on us involuntarily by a bunch of stereotyping and even more so by our own people. So this is going to be the last part of this particular series, but there'll be many more to come. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any and that you can join in on this conversation. So before we go any further, my name is Shanae Washington, and my mission is to educate, empower, and economically develop my people. So hello, my people. And today we are going to be tackling one of the worst stigmas, saying that we as Black businesses, we don't know what we're doing. And that really gets under my skin, because sometimes we assume that when we walk into a business and it's not Black owned, that like they got their shit together, but when we walk into a Black owned business, you automatically assume the worst, and get surprised when you see when you don't see that, when you see a very well oiled machine in specific Black businesses. So I want to talk a little bit today about how we can start to change that particular stigma as small Black businesses. So one of the things that I think is overwhelming for us is that many of us are like one man, one woman shows. Like, we wear all the hats. And I mentioned that in one of my previous episodes. And I feel like there are moments where we need to kind of take a step back, and really even before we start, but we need to take a step back and say, okay, how can I multiply myself to do these things? Now, I don't mean actually go and multiply yourself. If you could do that, first of all, I think that is amazing. But what I'm saying is you need to put systems to automate in place so that when you're not there, it's still like you're there. So what I mean by automate, I mean actually doing some of the things that take up a lot of time. Like, for example, doing social media content, like around your business, your service, your product. Like, it's really time consuming. Like, it takes a lot of energy, a lot of brain power, and it takes a lot of time to do. And I am guilty of this sometimes, I will be creating content all day and like nothing else gets done because I'm creating the content. Well, there are ways that you can go about automating some of these things. Like, for example, actually setting time aside they call it batch content creating, where you're picking a channel or you're picking a video or whatever, and you're just making a bunch of those for like a month, a week, or however long you want to do it. And you're making a bunch of them, and you're doing the captions, you're doing the hashtags, you're doing everything ahead of time, and you're putting them into a scheduler. They got Hootsuite, they got Buffer, Later. They have, a few of them out there. Like, even now you can post to both Facebook and Instagram from the Facebook creative studio, which has really been a game changer, by the way. But those things that take time, like, you can actually pre-do those things. And my rule of thumb would be to just take 1 week in a month where you dedicate maybe 2 to 3 hours to just making content, and also to just go on ahead and getting them scheduled in through one of those platforms, and schedule it for the whole month. Like, then you won't have to really worry about it, and that's one less thing that takes up so much time that is off of your plate. So that's one thing. And the second thing is definitely marketing and like customer service. Um, you would be surprised at what a good FAQ page would do for you. If on your website you don't have a frequently asked questions page, or you don't have like I would even do like a video, like just do mini videos just answering the frequently asked questions, because some of us don't read. But anyway, but I would even do that, and that would even free up some of your customer service stuff as well. And let's not talk about email automation. So you could definitely get out to your email list. You could schedule those and set them up. So I definitely think that anywhere where you can automate, you should definitely do that. So that's the first thing. The second thing, I would probably go with hiring like a virtual assistant. Now, it's not exactly automating, but it's a few things off of your plate. So let me give you an example of what a virtual assistant would do. Now, they don't have to work full time for you and all of those things. You can get a really affordable virtual assistant that only work, maybe 10 hours a week or 5 hours a week or however long you want them to work a week. And you get the hourly rate down to something that you can afford. And what I like to use a virtual assistant for is the mundane stuff that I do every week, that I have to do for my clients. And it's just stuff that it just has to get done, and it's like a weekly thing. So for example, I live stream churches on Sundays. So, but I also manage, their websites, and as well as like their giving portal and stuff. So if they don't have access to their giving portal, like if I'm the only one that has access to it, which that is the case with some of my clients, then I have to send them the report every Monday or Tuesday about what it is that they receive, and and like who gave what, and all of those things. So that's something that I can automate to my virtual assistant, so they could send it out to my client. As well as to be quite honest, you can really outsource your like posting, like social media stuff, but even like doing graphics, doing video editing, just stuff that you just have to do. What else did I use a virtual assistant for? I would get a creative virtual assistant that could like do updates to like websites and stuff like that, like those kind of things. Because like I said, for some of my clients, it's like weekly stuff. Like I have to make changes, I have to post stuff to their social medias, I have to post on their websites and things like that. And those are like weekly things that take it's not hard to do. It just takes up time that I can be creating or doing something else. So and I'm just speaking from my own experiences, but people use virtual assistants for a few different things. So just find something that doesn't really require you yourself to have to do it, because you just have to take a step back, like taking that step back again, and say, okay, if this doesn't come from me, will the world fall apart? Like, will my clients be upset? Will this not work? Like, if the answer is no, then go on ahead and get that help, sis. And the last tip on that front is that templates are okay, sis. Like, templates are okay, and it's okay to pay someone on the front end to go on ahead and make you templates that's gonna make your life easier, and just keep moving. It's okay to use those as long as they're along line with your brand. It's okay to use templates. Like, it's okay to use Canva. It's okay. So you don't have to do everything from scratch, and a lot of us we lose a lot of time doing that. So, but I think that when people say black businesses don't know what they're doing, a big part of it is not that we don't know what we're doing. It's just that we're doing every damn thing. Like, we are literally doing everything. And, you know, some things it falls by the, you know, it falls by the wayside. And, you know, we have to do a better job as business owners of understanding that, you know what, sometimes we have to get in front of the problems before they actually become a problem. So I think that if we start doing those things, then we will slowly start to change the stigma of we don't know what we're doing, because we'll be able to focus more on our business in front of us and not all of the little bitty things that are necessary, but it doesn't necessarily have to come directly from us. So that's just my opinion. I would love to hear yours. So definitely drop me a comment and let me know, what are some ways that you think that we can start to change some of these negative stigmas that we have around our businesses? Not because we did anything wrong, but because people had some bad experiences in the past and just can't let shit go. So please, let's go on ahead and have that dialogue. So please connect with me via Facebook or Instagram at Shanae J. Washington. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss anything. And as a shameless plug, also January 4th will be the premiere of the new series that's going to be weekly moving forward. And I'm going to turn it into a podcast as well. It's called Branding While Black. And we're going to have several Black successful entrepreneurs that are either starting in the beginning of their journey and have found some success, or those that have been on their journey for a while and have seen success as well. And they're going to be sharing how they're doing their marketing and how they got started and how they broke into whatever industry that, you know, quote unquote society says that they're not supposed to be in. So definitely hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of that. All right, you guys, love you, be easy, and I will see you later.